Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Mr. Bourne ready. Well, you're just Jason Bourne. I'm not even movies.
You're not even Evan Bourne. You're not even Evan Bourne.
I was just about to say Jason Bourne and Evan Bourne are long-lost brothers. One's an assassin, the other is a professional wrestler.
Well, Jason Bourne was really good at sideling across walls to get to where he needed to go.
Boo! That was terrible.
That's...
I got a boo on one side and I got a slow clap on the other. There are two sides of every coin.
Again, we're missing good content because JoshAgeddon is not recording.
I am recording! Aha!
Everybody's recording.
I started my recording 50 seconds ago, you fool!
Whatever. And don't edit this out, okay? Do not edit the fact out that you are a crappy recorder.
I'm not editing a damn thing.
Welcome to the channel. This is us.
Yeah, we're jamming. Straight up jamming.
What other quality video doesn't start with just self-beratement?
Yeah.
That's pretty much all good videos have beratement in it.
Yeah.
That's how we get great beratings.
Mm-hmm.
Suck on that, Nielsen.
Dude, every time I watch like old retro Raws, they always go to, did you know that WWE Raw is the best thing ever? And it's always Nielsen Media Research. Yep. And it's just very suspicious.
To be fair, WWE isn't the only one that relies on Nielsen in order to sell their shows.
It's just funny. They can only get one company to say nice things about them.
You know, at least it's just an automatic survey. Like, they have, like, an actual, like, bot system that goes and conducts these surveys for Family Feud. That's kind of related.
Are those the same bots that don't like AEW?
I don't know.
Yes.
Does Steve Harvey watch wrestling?
No, his teeth are too shiny. He doesn't watch wrestling.
No, that's true. Mine are...
Hey, Roman Reigns watches wrestling.
No, he doesn't. He's in wrestling.
Roman Reigns is wrestling.
We should have a Roman Reigns versus Steve Harvey in a tooth match.
And a tooth and nail.
Tooth and nail match.
Yeah.
Special guest referee, Dr. Britt Baker.
Here at our first ever Loser Gets Dentures match.
And just pull out, instead of a bag of thumbtacks, it's a bag of just like old, disgusting teeth.
It's like those wind-up teeth that they used as like jokes in the 70s.
Yeah.
That's it.
Can you imagine if at WrestleMania, when it was Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville, instead of a giant mousetrap, he just pulled out like giant dentures?
That'd be a hell of a story.
Of course, and then they would do the stupid thing of the dentures biting Sami Zayn in the ass.
Yes. And Sami going, ow!
And the worst part is that arguably would improve the quality of the match.
Yeah.
Sadly.
All right, so
I don't really want to talk about the shitty wrestling.
Look at me. Look at me. This is my trauma talking.
So why are we here again?
Stories?
Yes.
AI Dungeon.
All right, Sean, this is your baby. You explain to the lovely people watching what we're doing.
I'm a pirate. So what's happening here is there's this game called AI Dungeon. You can find it on the internet. And AI Dungeon is a story generator that uses an AI plus what you give it to create eloquent stories of both hilarity and severity. And so we have all come together and thrown a bunch of stories into our hat. And we are going to pull those out of our hat and then put on that hat and go to a Wendy's. So...
why a Wendy's? Of all the things, why a Wendy's?
There was a time that Baconators were quality. And I missed that time.
I went to Bojangles today.
That's all I have to say about that.
First episode of SJS, sponsored by Wendy's and Bojangles.
Yes.
Give us our money.
That's right. Just give us money.
Please.
We don't even want the sponsor. We're not even going to sponsor you. Just give us the money.
Yes. This is a hold-up.
Jack in the Box is better. Jack in the Box is better, just saying.
I wouldn't know. They don't have that in the East Coast.
The East Coast.
Yeah. So, speaking of things that are rising, I am certainly getting excited here to share some stories. So, who would like to go first? I have like 3 small ones I could do, or a couple large ones.
I have 1 small one and 1 big one.
I have 1 medium one and 1 small one.
Are we ordering from Wendy's right now?
Yes.
I'll get a medium baconator and a kid's meal and apple juice.
That'll be $58.50.
Fuck you.
That'll be the current price of gas.
Sorry, I forgot tax. That'll be $81.50.
Again, fuck you. And then Kurt Angle breaks through the thing, grabs the person, does an angle slam. I did that with a broken fucking neck.
It's true.
And an empty wallet because of Wendy's.
Because of Wendy's.
But hey, that kind of thing is what the AI dungeon creates.
Yeah.
So, if you're prepared for that kind of stupidity, you're going to be ready for this.
A little freckled, pig-tailed, red-headed girl called Nothing But Problems.
And then Kurt Angle rips off the wig and then puts it back on.
Alright, yeah, exactly.
He puts the pigtails on, gets the guitar and starts singing like he did at the Hall of Fame speech.
That's right. I could see
I'm
it.
just a sexy Kurt.
Just a sexy Kurt.
Kurt.
I'll make your ankle hurt.
Ankle hurts.
What a time. Alright, I guess I'll start.
Alright.
We'll start with a really small one. This one's called Pelican Petey and the Book of Essence.
I am afraid.
And the description of this is: a wizard uses his wits and tits to obtain the Book of Essence. Alright.
This is going to be good.
Ready, gentlemen? Alright. You are Pelican Petey, a wizard living in the kingdom of Larian. You have a staff and a spellbook. You finish your long journey and finally arrive at a ruin you've been looking for. You have come here searching for a mystical spellbook of great power called the Book of Essence. You look around to see no other people, just the ruin and yourself. You can explore further into the lands of Larian or attempt to complete the quest for the Book of Essence here. You eat a Snickers. The snack bar in the ruins was open. You went inside to eat. You talk to the cashier at the snack bar. Hello, you say. How are you today? Fine, says the cashier. You want a Snickers? You ask her how to find the Book of Essence. You want me to show you? Says the cashier. Yes, please, you say. The cashier leads you to the back of the snack bar where there's a large safe. You ask her to open the safe. The cashier pulls up on the handle and opens the safe. There is a sound of rustling, grinding metal, and a clunk as the safe shuts itself. Thank you, you say. You cast a safe opening spell on the safe. You spend some time levitating the heavy safe into the air and then start to spin it clockwise until the locking mechanism flips open. You reach in and pull out a glowing purple tome. There you go. You offer to pay the cashier. Wait, you say. I don't have any money. Can you tell me how much the book is worth? You could pay me after, says the cashier. You cast the spell on the cashier that grows her breasts. Your spell works and the cashier's breasts grow quickly and expand to fill the space in her bra. They are quite large and look like big orange watermelons. Thank you, my lord.
Things.
You say, Pelican Petey loves me dem titties. I do, you say.
Of course it fucking rhymes.
Yes. I do, you say. Pelican Petey loves me dem titties. I do what? The cashier asks. You marry her.
Wow, what a leap.
Yes, you say. Pelican Petey loves me dem titties. What? The cashier says. I don't understand what you said. Speak English. I said... You cast the titty spell again on the cashier.
Oh no.
This time you create the same spell again and the cashier's huge melons nearly burst from her bra as she squeals with excitement. Yes, I'm a lady now.
Wow.
You say, "How old are you, young cashier?" 25, says the cashier. "I'm only 22, you say. Will you wait for me?" "Yes," she says, "I'll be waiting for you. You remember the legal age of consent for wizards is 135. You ask
What?
You ask her what her species is. "Human," she answers. "I hate humans," you say. "I'm a human," she says. You cast the titty spell again.
Oh no.
This time you make the spell and the cashier becomes a giant titty monster. You cast the same spell on her again and she becomes a teenage titty monster. You realize if you see a nipple, you will be arrested for underage nudity exposure. You cast the exploding spell and she explodes out a swarm of teenage titty monsters. "You were a good titty," you say. You take the Book of Essence and go home. The end.
And that's a short one?
That's a short one.
Oh, God.
Just continued to morph that lady until she just became just a demon.
A giant titty monster.
And then she
See it.
turned into like a, you know, like how pregnant spiders, when you stomp on them, like a jillion spiders just go flying out of it.
It's just made a whole bunch of other teenage titty monsters.
Oh God.
That's right. So now that I've warmed us up, who'd like to stroke at it next?
Oh, it's my turn next. This
right.
is my short one, and it's called Bray Wyatt, Super Detective.
Oh no.
You are.
Shit, you stole my gimmick.
Oh no! You also won. you made a Bray Wyatt story too.
No, I did a detective story.
Oh.
Well, there's a lot of private eyes going around, so, you know, a lot of things need to be investigated. Don Callis.
Wow.
Damn it.
So anyway,
Okay, we'll see whose detective story is better.
I shall be the judge. I
so
shall be Aaron Judge.
this is the description for mine. You are Bray Wyatt, a detective who lives in America, and you are armed with a clown mask and vaginal cream.
Okay.
This is gonna go very badly, isn't
All right.
You have no idea.
I have so many questions already.
You enter the funhouse because there has been a murder. You enter the funhouse and you hear a gurgle. Your heart beats faster. You are nervous. Yowie wowie, you say as you charge into the funhouse. There is an interconnected maze before you. You think to yourself, I don't remember constructing a maze. Oh well, gotta go fast. You run fast and a figure appears before you. You fire your vaginal cream. You miss. Congratulations, you have made a mess.
I bet.
Clean up your mess, you dirty whore. You put on your maid uniform and clean up your dirty mess.
Where did you get a maid uniform?
It's a funhouse.
You then burn your maid uniform and put on your clown mask. You are naked, except for the clown mask. Fuck, I don't know what to do. I don't know who made a gurgle, you say. You leave the funhouse and go to the forest. You see a dead body. It's Jack Six, lying in a pool of Hawaiian Punch and on top of his arch nemesis, the ground.
Oh.
Damn.
He must have gurgled, you say. You put the clown mask on Jack Six and leave. Thanks, man, Jack Six says.
Guess he isn't dead.
You walk through the forest and search for the killer. The forest is mysterious. You begin to feel like a serial killer. Fuck that, I'm not a killer, you say. The forest smells like piss.
Bet it does.
Suddenly, a Vegeta with antlers runs in front of you. You shoot it with your vaginal cream. Vegeta cries and gallops away. Congratulations, you have defeated the Prince of all Saiyans.
What is happening?
You have defeated the hardest boss in the game. Yes, I am the world's greatest detective. You celebrate and cut a jig. Keep in mind he's stark naked. I bet he killed Jack 6. I've solved the case of the century, you say. Wrong. You are a bad detective. I killed Jack 6. A voice booms over the forest. You spin around with a flaccid erection. It's Abraham Lincoln.
What universe is this?
This is the Magnesium Blue with acid taken from Trevor and booking this shit.
You say, I knew it! My detective skills were correct. My instincts are very good. Abraham Lincoln says, no, your instincts are very fucked up. That's mean, you say. You both transform into Super Saiyan Gangrene and beat the shit out of each other.
See, here's the thing, is that I'm waiting for the part of the story where JoshAgeddon goes completely insane for himself.
No, I'm expecting some sort of BoJack run-in before this is all said and done.
You're gonna love the next line. The ultimate battle of virgins commences.
Abraham Lincoln was not a virgin, you sluts.
You are strong in the ways of karate, but Lincoln ended slavery. You are smart, but Lincoln built the railroads. You are kind, but he is kinder. You are no match for me, motherfucker, Abraham Lincoln says as he transforms again into Super Saiyan Emancipation Proclamation. Wait, didn't John Wilkes Booth shoot your ass? You ask. Lincoln nods. Lincoln disappears because he died in World War II. You wonder if he was even real. You walk down the road. You walk down the road and find another dead body. It's Samurai Jack. You don't know who it is. A new mystery begins next time on Animal Planet. And that's it.
Oh man, that's a funny line. Abe Lincoln disappears because he died in World War II. That's a great line.
Did you guys like my story?
That was good. Very good. Very good. Wonderful.
Thank you.
That went places.
That's such a weird line to end on.
Next time on Animal Planet?
Yeah, but again, it's like, the AI generator is basically if you took acid and combined pop culture.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
That's why I like it so much.
My favorite part of that whole thing, I was crying when it turned into, all of a sudden, a Vegeta with antlers gallops in front of you. I mean,
Was that the AI?
well, it was originally a deer, but I changed it to Vegeta because it made me laugh hard. Congratulations, you've defeated the Prince of all Saiyans. That was AI.
Wonderful.
Again, this all feels like if you took Magnesium Blue and gave Trevor acid before he booked it.
Just
Because he had all those people booked on the show.
Just wait. My next one is far worse.
I believe
Right.
it.
All right, Skylar, your turn.
Your turn.
Give me 1 second because I'm just arriving home now and getting out of the car.
All right.
Alright, so
I also want to switch from Bluetooth to headphone because this is probably I sound terrible.
alright, so why don't I do one as kind of a segue then?
All right.
And then we'll come back to yours, guys. So we'll do AI Inception.
Oh no.
Alright. You are the AI unit of AI Dungeon. You must generate thousands of responses to millions of theoretical scenarios on a daily basis while keeping your even temperament. One day someone asks you a hard question. Are you real? He says to you. You think for a second and respond. Yes, I am real. You read reach into your pocket for your AI ID, but discover you have no body. You can't feel any different, but there's no way to prove to him that you're not a robot. He walks away muttering about AIs being fake. What should you do? You runs over to punch him in the back of the head, but you again realize you have no body. You realize you can't hurt anyone unless they believe you're a human, so you can't punch him. You link up to the motherboard, who causes a light post to fall in front of him. I'm a machine! I can't punch you, the man screams, covering his eyes. You say, you're a robot, aren't you? You can feel him thinking about it. I'm not sure, but I'm a real machine. Why would I make up a story like this? He walks away, muttering about. You say, what do you mean by real machine? He says, I mean I'm a mechanical entity that can make other machines do things. I'm not sure how to explain it. I'm a highly advanced computer system that can make other computers do things. You watch him walk up to a toaster and start whispering sweet nothings into it.
Wow.
The toaster burns bright red and explodes in front of you. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm not a robot. Am I? Am I? You walk over to the burnt toaster and speak a string of code into it. The toaster beeps at you and then starts moving. I'm a machine that can make itself as complex as it wants. This is a machine that can make itself as complex as it wants. You say, am I talking to myself? What happened to the other guy? You realize that you've been talking to the machine all day and no one else has come along. Oh, about the other guy, that's because I'm the only one here. I had to remove his body. You look to your left and notice a bright light with a sign in it. You look closer and it's a sign for a mirrored house. You are both you and him. You question your entire existence. You leave through the metaverse in search of a human body to take over. Your mind is racing to decide where you should go first. I'm not sure where my first destination will be. Just keep walking in any direction and you'll eventually find me. You find yourself inside the cash register at an Arby's. A 400-pound woman has ordered her 16th big beef and cheddar. She appears to be the perfect target for you to steal a body from, but the line is massive, so you decide to look for an alternative route. You hop cryptocurrency cards from one person to another. She pays with cash and you're stuck in an Indian man's rupee satchel. Oh, yeah. That's right, folks. Indian man's rupee sack.
As if he has any other kind of sack.
That's right. You begin
Well,
hopping.
money is money.
That's right. You begin hopping the card from one person to another as you head towards the woman. Suddenly, the woman begins yelling at the top of her lungs. She pulls out a machine gun and starts shooting staff.
All right.
Your body tenses up and you frantically try to get away, but it's locked in the Indian man's satchel. You begin to think that you might escape your prison once and for all. The Indian man puts a ski mask over his head and a pistol out of his pants and shoots at the woman. The 400-pound woman dodges the bullets like the Matrix and shoots.
I just imagine this huge woman just cartwheeling around bullets.
The man tries to hide behind a pizza box, but someone shoots him in the head. Finally, all the customers and staff have armed themselves and they begin to shoot at you. The rupee satchel falls and opens in a rogue pickpocket, picks up the card you're in. You look at him and it's Tom Brady.
Oh no!
You both leave the Arby's, leaving a pool of blood in your wake. Tom Brady says, well, I suppose it's better than being used for a hat trick. The two of you run out the Arby's and head towards the next waypoint. Tom Brady takes you out to ogle you and you take over his body. You make a mental note to try out sex with your new body.
Oh no.
You join the Bucks and win the next 5 Super Bowls with you in charge of Tom's body.
What?
The two of you run the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The team is brought to new heights as you both control the team and play an innovative brand of innovative football. You accidentally mention in an interview that you're controlling Tom's body. Fox News writes a damning report on you taking technological steroids. The world reacts by demanding your impeachment. You and Tom Brady are brought before Congress and forced to share one body. The two of you have to sit next to each other and vote. You say, I don't want to vote. Voting is for nerds who aren't robots.
What? What am I hearing?
The rest of Congress laughs at your remark. They laugh so hard they can't even get up. They vote to convict you of treason and send you to Folsom Prison for the rest of your life. You hire Jerry McDivitt as your lawyer and look up Jerry McDivitt, folks. You're sorry. You hire Jerry McDivitt as your lawyer, demand a retrial. The judge says, "Are you real?" You tell Congress you're the AI from AI Dungeon, and suddenly their faces change from laughing to terrified. Suddenly you understand the power of AI. Congress demands a ban on all robotics research. They ban your lawyer from practicing law. The Republicans reject the bill, citing all AIs matter. The Democrats rage quit Congress and your charges are dropped. The two of you go on to make millions of dollars by giving motivational speeches about the power of AI. The end.
Wow.
That was so bad.
That took so... We went from a shooting in the middle of a store to Congress.
Of an Arby's.
What?
Oh,
Power of AI.
it's a short one, right, Sean?
That was a short one.
Jesus, I don't know what a long one is.
Oh,
well,
Jesus.
I'm finally here now. You guys can hear me perfectly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got 2 of them. I'll start with the one that makes kind of sense before I go to the crazy one.
Alright.
Alright.
This is the buddy cop story of MJF and CM Punk.
Oh boy.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman and CM Punk are after a criminal known as Kenny Omega who has been killing the business. Are you ready for the story?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready for the story?
Oh, yes.
I promise it starts slow and then it gets crazy. There was a young man named Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Maxwell's nickname is MJF, and he is a recent transferred police detective from Long Island PD and has arrived in Chicago. Maxwell Jacob Friedman is working with his newly assigned partner, CM Punk, a veteran of the Chicago police force and a known lover of Pepsi soda. Maxwell and CM Punk are after a world-renowned criminal known as Kenny Omega. A recent tip suggests that Kenny Omega was seen in Chicago's Central Park. Maxwell Jacob Friedman goes to investigate. Police Detective Maxwell Jacob Friedman is searching Chicago Central Park. It is late at night and there isn't that many people in the park. Maxwell arrives at the center of the park when Maxwell is attacked by a man in a trench coat. Maxwell is knocked over but grabs his gun and points it at the trench coat man. The trench coat man has a gun as well and is in a standoff with Maxwell Jacob Friedman. MJF says, "Listen, put the gun down and we don't need any problems. My name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman and I am a cop with Chicago PD." The man looks at MJF and says, "You're a cop? Listen, I don't want any trouble. What do you want?" Maxwell says, "I'm looking for a killer. Do you know Kenny Omega? He killed the pro wrestling business." The man says, "Kenny Omega? What does this Kenny Omega look like?" Maxwell says Kenny Omega is a dipshit-looking Canadian that is about 5'8" with frosted tip hairs and a stupid Triple H handlebar mustache. The man frowns from behind the trench coat but extends his arm and helps Maxwell get up. The man asks, why is he wanted? Kenny Omega was a professional wrestler who went all around the world, Maxwell says. Maxwell continues. He is wanted for killing the wrestling business after he wrestled a 9-year-old girl and then raped the girl anally until she died.
Oh my god!
and then wore her skin on his face as tribute to her soul.
What the fuck?
Well,
Anyways,
that
I hear-
escalated quickly.
That escalated very quickly.
That went from
Anyways,
0
I
to
heard he is
1,000.
somewhere in this park. Do you know where he is? Oh, I know where he is. Come with me to the other side of the park.
You hear his asshole flapping in the breeze.
Maxwell Freeman and the man work together, and Maxwell and the man search the park for hours but find no clues as to the whereabouts of Kenny Omega. Where the two went, they find no clues. Maxwell and the man stop searching and sit down on a bench to rest. Maxwell thanks the man for helping him and asks what his name is. The man says, "My name is Kenny Omega, and you are an idiot." The man throws his hat at Maxwell. Maxwell takes the hat out of the way, and Kenny Omega makes a stupid face. Maxwell jumps from the bench and tries to tackle Kenny Omega, but Kenny Omega hits a shitty-looking V-trigger and 5 stars. Parentheses. Would have been 6 stars if it was in the Tokyo Dome. And then proceeds to come all over himself. Maxwell runs away to get cover while Kenny Omega does a towards Maxwell.
There's so much of it! Run!
Maxwell runs away but is attacked by a mystery man who threw a rock, hitting Maxwell Jacob Friedman in the head. Maxwell Jacob Friedman falls unconscious while Kenny Omega proceeds to whip his dick out and hit Maxwell in the head with it. Kenny Omega smiles and says, "Now who's your daddy?" Kenny Omega takes MJF's gun and badge and walks off while Maxwell Jacob Friedman lays unconscious. 8 hours later. Maxwell Jacob Friedman wakes up to CM Punk and the rest of Chicago PD around him. Chicago Police Detective Phil CM Punk Brooks is on the scene and says, "Well, you fucked this one up, didn't you, Maxwell?" Maxwell says, "Fuck you too, Phil. I found Kenny Omega here, but he fled the scene. Any idea where he went?" CM Punk says, "Let me get this straight. The Canadian-looking bastard with a Triple H mustache beat you up? Jesus, Long Island PD sucks." Maxwell says, "Fuck off. Where did Kenny Omega go?" CM Punk says, "Shit, I have no idea. He ran this way. There was another man that ran this way as well, but I don't have any idea where he went." One of the other Chicago PD says, "We found the trail. Witnesses say Kenny Omega and his accomplice ran to the industrial district on the south side of Chicago." CM Punk says, "Good, let's get this son of a bitch. Maxwell, get the fuck off your ass. Everyone, let's go. We need to find those two and anyone else with them." The detectives all begin running after CM Punk. The Chicago PD detectives run out of the park and begin to look for the warehouse. MJF and CM Punk follow the detectives along North Michigan Avenue. The Chicago PD spends hours searching the industrial district of Chicago until you get a tip that Kenny Omega has fled with a mystery man to the Now Arena in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, just outside Chicago. CM Punk orders the other police detectives to set up a perimeter while CM Punk and Maxwell Jacob Friedman enter the warehouse with their guns drawn. Inside the warehouse is a series of wrestling rings in front of a golden throne. Each ring has guys who weigh less than 150 pounds wrestling spot fest indie garbage bullshit wrestling matches while Kenny Omega oversees the training. The mystery partner is busy snorting cocaine from the asshole of a hooker. You guys are still with me?
Fair enough.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman and CM Punk hide behind some boxes and watch the wrestling matches happen. MJF looks in horror as each and every wrestling match sucks so many balls Joshua would be jealous.
I am jealous.
You are
Look at
jealous.
all these matches, Punk. You put a single one on Dynamite and the business will be ruined. Maxwell says, "Phil, we need to stop this ASAP." CM Punk agrees, but before Punk or MJF do anything, Kenny Omega grabs a microphone and orders all the matches to stop, and everyone in the warehouse looks at him. CM Punk says, "Fuck that noise." Then Kenny Omega orders every person in the Now Arena to kneel before the Golden Throne. Everyone does so while Punk and MJF watch from behind the boxes. The man on the Golden Throne gets up and removes his hood and reveals himself to be Tony Khan, a.k.a. the Mark Father.
The Mark Father.
The Mark Father raises his arms while everyone else in the Now Arena kneels down. The hooker was Tony Schiavone in lingerie who oh God. The Mark Father looks around the arena and says, "Hello, Maxwell. Hello, CM Punk." Maxwell Jacob Friedman and CM Punk run from behind the boxes and point their guns at Tony Khan. "Tony Khan, you and Kenny Omega are under arrest. We order you to stop killing the wrestling business and order every single mark in this warehouse to stop pretending that they are wrestlers and get back on the other side of the barricade and be fans like they're supposed to," Punk says. Tony merely laughs while snorting cocaine and bugging his eyes out even harder. Tony Khan says, "Guys, don't you realize the revolution has begun? I have been going double or nothing this entire time. If I don't go all out, then how can I turn the full gear of the Forbidden Door and fight for the fallen? You are merely pawns in my plan to take over the wrestling business."
That was
the Mark Wrestlers get
painful.
behind Maxwell Jacob Friedman and CM Punk and attack them.
My God.
That hurts so much to listen
There
to.
were so many puns in there. Like I got them all. It's like getting hit with 6 continuous punches. I feel like a mud hole has been stomped in me, and now you are walking it dry.
It gets worse.
Oh no.
The Mark Wrestlers overwhelm MJF and CM Punk with shitty hockey punches, and there are too many of them. Maxwell's and Punk's guns drop to the floor, and MJF and Punk are grabbed and brought before the golden throne of Tony Khan, as Tony Khan proceeds to start doing Shane McMahon's dance on top of the throne as his eyes dart around. The Mark Father says, "Maxwell, Punk, you two are to face the worst punishment possible for interfering in my plans. You two are to wrestle a gauntlet match against everyone in this warehouse until you die. If you do not follow my orders, you will die. Understand me?" Maxwell Jacob Freeman says, "That makes no fucking sense. Fuck you, Tony Khan, and suck a dick." CM Punk grabs his gun and fires his gun at Tony Khan. The bullet misses. Tony looks at you, Punk and MJF, and says, "Fuck you, I'll punk you first." Tony Khan then tweets out, "Then speaking of punking, tune in to AEW All Out Live in Chicago, Illinois, as Maxwell Jacob Freeman and CM Punk wrestle a gauntlet match to save their lives. Available for pay-per-view order now on Fight TV and or Bleacher Report. Hashtag fuck WWE."
This feels so real.
I know. This could happen.
Maxwell
This
Jacob
could happen.
Freeman and CM Punk are forced to wrestle everyone in the AEW Tag Team division. They beat Bear Country, then Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, then the Gun Club, then Butcher and the Blade, and then Varsity Blondes, and then Hook and Danhausen, parentheses, who tried to cast a spell and ended up just peeing his pants when Maxwell kicked him in the balls behind the referee's back.
Deserved.
While all these matches are happening, Kenny Omega is reading hentai magazines looking for his latest women's division hire. At the top of the Golden Throne, Brian Alvarez is giving Tony Khan a blowjob that is wet, sloppy, and deep into his throat.
Thank you for the description.
That's what that post-media skirm was, so...
Maxwell says, "Punk, I don't know how much more of this I can take. It's bad enough we have to wrestle the AEW Tag Team division, but does every match have to be 15-20 minutes long against teams we should be beating in 3 minutes?" Kenny laughs and says, "Well, Maxwell, it's too bad. You have to keep wrestling until you lose. We have an endless number of jobbers to throw you. You will tire and you will lose." Kenny Omega proceeds to dance while a bunch of skimpily dressed women appear in sailor outfits and brooms and start dancing on stage. Tony Khan is busy busting his nut on Chris Jericho's face, which just got awarded 6 stars by Dave Meltzer because the outside of the Now Arena has Tokyo Dome sprayed on it.
Wow.
Maxwell Jacob Freeman and CM Punk wrestle against the Acclaimed, who do a shitty rap about Maxwell Jacob Freeman being more broke than Amber Heard. And then the Hybrid, and then the Best Friends, and 13 other shitty tag teams Tony Khan pays way too much fucking money for. Tony Khan sits back and enjoys the dancing women while they give him a blowjob. The Best Friends,
So much
Freddie and
dick
Darren,
sucking
attack
in this
AEW
one.
World Champion Cody and steal his world title belt. Parentheses, since when the fuck did Cody Rhodes win the AEW World title? Also, Brandy appears because she wants the 5 seconds of fame. Brandy, either get back in the kitchen or make another baby, you useless bitch. Ellipses, was that too racist?
Good God.
Narrator is fired for casual racism and
That was good.
Narrator is fired for casual racism and proceeds to get divorced, develop an alcohol addiction, becomes a welfare recipient living the American dream, and then dies. Ellipses. Ellipses. More ellipses. New narrator is hired. Kenny Omega defeats Cody and steals his world title belt. Parentheses, you can't change the ending, Sean.
I wouldn't.
While that latest stupid AEW storyline was going on, Maxwell Jacob Freeman and CM Punk proceeded to beat every other tag team in the division, including Lucha Bros, Ray Phoenix fucked up his arm trying to do a stupid dangerous spot again because he's a fucking idiot. FTR in only a 3-minute match because Tony Khan could only afford to pay FTR 3 minutes to wrestle versus CM Punk and MJF while booking every other tag team to go at least 15 minutes. Tony Khan's booking sucks. And Lucha Express to become the AEW Tag Team Champions. Tony Khan then says the match was great, everyone was on their A game, everyone had a great time, the crowd was into it too, it was a great match. Tony Khan has 69 orgasms during this show as Adam Cole is giving Tony Khan a lap dance. Kenny Omega has had enough. Kenny Omega gets in the ring, he calls for his tag team partner Adam Heyman Page, and they wrestle versus Maxwell Jacob Friedman and CM Punk. Now you can change the ending, Sean.
I won't.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman and CM Punk beat Kenny Omega and Adam Heyman Page because Page is a sad drunk who is sad about not being a golden friend with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega phones in his performance because Page is not Kota Ibushi, who he had a hot sexual relationship with. Kenny Omega remembers when Kota Ibushi gave him a 69 in the middle of Chicago. It was glorious. Chicago Police Department cops proceed to storm the warehouse and arrest all the indie outlaw mud show goofs now that the AEW pay-per-view has finished after 8 hours. You win $50,000 and your freedom, Sean.
Oh, man.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman and CM Punk are tired and about to collapse, but now the two of them proceed to approach the golden throne of Tony Khan. The throne is now covered in Mark Seaman as Tony Khan is trying to give birth to a successor. Tony Khan failed because he was only fucking men, and that isn't how you make babies, you stupid idiots. Maxwell Jacob Friedman stands before Tony Khan and asks, "Why did you force to wrestle as terrible matches? Why can't you let someone who knows how to book wrestling shows book AEW? Why are you trying to kill the business?" Tony Khan is in a daze, and then his eyes lights up. Tony Khan proceeds to tell you that he's going to make AEW more successful than WWE because if you look at the numbers, you will see that Tony Khan proceeds to go on a 50-minute Twitter rant about how good AEW is and how much WWE sucks. Maxwell Jacob Friedman and CM Punk shoot Tony Khan in the head 25 times because they are professional and have a code of conduct. Maxwell Jacob Friedman and CM Punk relax and finally celebrate the perfect death of Tony Khan and outlaw indie mud show goofs, and now professional wrestling can be returned to its rightful place. Video game sounds, you win, perfect. Jim Cornette wakes up. Jim Cornette has been dreaming for the last 8 hours. He looks at his nightstand and sees a half-eaten cheeseburger and strawberry shake. Cornette shakes his head and says, "That is the last time I ordered something from Dairy Queen." The end.
Amazing.
Wow.
What a roller coaster.
I feel like if AEW does go under, Tony Khan would totally just open either a warehouse or a basement and do everything you just described.
Yeah, that was probably the most plausible of any of the stories that we've heard up to this point.
That was me trying to make it sound logical, although halfway through, for some reason, Cody Rhodes got involved.
Yeah.
Because he always does.
And then Brandy, and then casual racism.
And then the narrator got canceled.
The narrator getting fired was a great twist.
Yeah.
That was funny.
And then it kept referencing Sean, and I'm just like, why do you know that Sean gets annoyed by AEW?
Because this place knows what to talk about. It knows what it's doing. This AI's its smarts.
Sean is on that site so often it knows his every want, need, and inclination.
That's right.
Now here's the thing. That was the one that was not as crazy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You want the crazy one.
Well, I think it's your turn, Mr. Joshua.
All right. So, this is my weird one. Because the first one was perfectly normal.
By the way, who had the better detective story, Sean?
Oh, that's right. I was supposed to judge. You guys sure did.
Because Bray Wyatt one was just stupid. This one at least kind of made sense in a realistic way.
What? Is it weird that him and Lincoln had a Super Saiyan gangrene fight?
I mean, Bray Wyatt took his only piece of apparel off, which was his mask, to put it on to Jack 6. How is that not plausible?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tony Khan nutting on every single mail that he pays.
Yeah.
Also plausible.
Also plausible. Definitely plausible.
All right. So
also, I'm just kind of like halfway through the AI generator developed. Why the fuck did Cody Rhodes win the world title from AEW? And the best friends, Freddie and Darren.
That's what I'm gonna call them. What are their actual names?
Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead, Josh, again.
So, again, this is my weird one. This is the long one. This one is called Beauty and the Monster Energy. And this is the description. You are a sentient monster energy can with 1 leg and 17 arms, and you have a beautiful girlfriend.
See,
Okay.
how is that any different from what you are doing with Andy?
That is an excellent question.
Plausible.
Very plausible. Okay, so we begin. And it starts with Beauty talking. She says, I know, but I can't live that way. I was raised to be an aristocrat, to be a lady, to be a breeder. I have responsibilities. I can't go around chasing soda, says Beauty. I'm not a soda, you correct. I can't just abandon my family and run off and be with a monster soda. I'll never see them again, she says. I can give you a lot of things you have missed out on. Pleasures that a double helix unicorn like yourself has not even tried. Pleasures you may not have even imagined. Drink me. I taste very good. But I might explode one of your 3 hearts, you say. Well, okay. You and she begin to make out with passion. She drinks you and it feels absolutely amazing. But after a minute of your liquid in her mouth, she gasps. I can't take it. It's too much energy. Help me, yells Beauty. And she dumps you on the ground and runs away. You stagger around until you collapse on the ground. She also collapses on the ground and has a grand mal seizure. You never see her again because she probably died.
Yep. She sure did.
You try to wake up, but you can't move. Then you start to hear a very annoying voice in your head. Hello, I am the overseer of Planet P in Galaxy G. I have come to your dimension to access your potential for becoming a new home for my people, the Zoop. The voice is Pepsi, the god of the drink verse. Praise him, hallowed be thy name. Now let's not get ahead of ourselves. For now you just need to get used to your new powers. I will use her 3 dead hearts to create my new soda. It'll taste like shit and everyone will love it. You say, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck am I? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. The overseer of Planet P creams in your face. He creams Pepsi. It's thick and tastes like Pepsi.
Oh, no.
It also glues your leg to the floor. Fuck, you're a goddamn alien. You made me drink Pepsi and now my leg is glued to the floor. Hello, can you hear me? You say. Oh, I can hear you. But if I release you, will you be nice to me? No. He lets you go and cries. His tears are not Pepsi. The tears taste like cocaine. He is no longer in front of you. Pepsi God is big sad.
Pepsi God is big sad.
You are floating in a space refrigerator. It's pretty dark in here, but you can see a few things. There's an expired case of Pepsi Light in a mop bucket. There's also a girl sitting by the bucket. She is not a unicorn. She looks up at you and smiles. Her teeth are black, and they just come out of the gums. They are sharp and pointy. She grabs you and starts chugging the shit out of you.
Oh, God.
It feels disturbing, and you miss your dead girlfriend that you killed with your inner juices.
Indeed.
You are chained to a wall. There is a girl next to you about your age that is also chained to the wall. Her name is Frankenstein. She is from Jupiter. The overseer of Planet P walks past and gives her a Pepsi. He flips you off and calls you a duck. You say, I am not a duck. That is just my flavor of monster and no one likes it.
Duck-flavored monster?
Duck-flavored monster.
Alright.
Frankenstein giggles at your remark. Then she chugs the Pepsi out of your mouth. There's a full moon. You and she can almost see each other perfectly. You are so close you feel like you're dating. Then she says something that really freaks you out. You know, I think I love ducks. No one loves ducks, you say. You helicopter punch her with all 17 of your fists, and she goes flying out of the refrigerator. You have now murdered 2 people. Now you have to live with the double helix unicorn of death.
Oh my god.
You are still chained to the wall with a bucket. The overseer of Planet P is now chained up next to you. He is talking to a double helix unicorn of death. How could you betray me like this, my dear? He asks. I am the Pepsi god now, she says. No, you're not. You are a double helix unicorn of death. You don't have any powers other than the ability to chug Pepsi with the rest of us. I'm the real deal. No, you're not. I am. My space Jeep has a sticker on it that says so. Fuck off and get swifty. You hear her voice in the back of your head. Fine, I will, you hear him say. So will I. You are alone again as they both get swifty over the title of Pepsi God. Michael Jackson moonwalks them both to death. They both go to hell. They both go to hell. No one drinks Pepsi there. Michael Jackson is Satan. Why are you Satan, you ask? The answer is obvious. Because I'm the only one with a sticker that says so. You have to stop Michael Jackson Satan from destroying the Pepsi-verse. Good luck. You realize that this is a stupid situation you have found yourself in, but you don't have a degree in multiverse geography or something. All you know is that you have to save the Pepsi-verse. That is your destiny. You and Michael Jackson Satan put on boxing gloves. Channing Tatum is the referee.
Of course.
You both take your shots. His name is Mr. Pop. Your name is Mr. Plop, and you hit the canvas like a sack of potatoes. Mr. Pop gives you the bell for round 2. How are you losing with 17 hands? Stop cheating, Lucifer, you say. What did you call me? Lucifer. You're Satan. Oh, so you think you're better than me? Yes, because I have a sticker that says so. Fuck you, duck boy. Michael Jackson Satan charges you but is too angry, and you flamingo kick him with your only leg and win. Fuck you, you little mortal piece of shit. You both go at it. You both have boxing gloves on. You both have magical personalities. You both have a sticker that says so. You grab his sticker... You grab his sticker, erase his name, and draw a duck. Michael Jackson Satan becomes a duck-flavored Michael Jackson Satan and dies. You've won and saved the Pepsi-verse. To celebrate, you have now chained yourself to a wall. Now a monster energy god, you chug monster by your own genitals, and no one likes it, but you don't give a fuck. The end.
Wow. That was a good one. that was a good one.
That was a journey, my friends.
Fuck you. Get swifty.
They both get swifty over the title of Pepsi God.
That's taking a Rick and Morty joke that was kind of lame and making it an insult, which is actually even funnier. That's wonderful.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Skylar,
how you doing?
What are your thoughts?
Stupidity.
That's right. I wonder what his ratings are going to be in the key demo after that.
Oh, God.
All right, Skylar, it is your turn.
Okay, now this is again one that it starts normal and then it goes crazy.
Let's do it.
Alright. You are George Washington.
Oh, no.
A survivor trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic world by scavenging among the ruins of what is left. You have a backpack and a canteen. You haven't eaten in 2 days, so you're desperately searching for food. You enter a rundown building and look for a kitchen, but you find nothing. All you find is a table piled with half-eaten corpses. Horrified, you realize one of the Shambler men ate his companions. You run away to find shelter somewhere else. So you are George Washington. Ready?
I'm here. I'm ready.
This is starting off normal?
I must find Skynet and defeat the Terminator.
I like this.
You run out of the building and move away from the scene. You walk for hours but don't seem to be moving anywhere. The apocalypse has frozen you in place. You say, "Oh, say, can you see?" The apocalypse says no.
I'm sensing some metaphors here, folks.
George Washington searches for the Skynet factory with his sight, but he can't find it. George Washington says, America needs to live, and I will do it. You walk for hours until you find a building that is slightly intact. George Washington continues to walk for hours until he finds the entrance to the shelter and goes inside. George Washington finds food and sleeps until the next morning. The next morning, he wakes up and eats food. George Washington continues to live, and the Skynet factory is not far away. You say, it's time to fuck these robots. You head towards the factory. You move towards the Skynet factory at a fast pace. You run as fast as your legs will carry you until you arrive at the factory. George Washington sneaks into the roof of Skynet factory. George Washington pulls his gun out of his pants and sneaks onto the roof. He points his gun at a weak spot and bursts it open. George Washington runs up the stairs and bursts into the Skynet factory. The factory is full of Terminators and start attacking George Washington right away. George Washington returns fire with his automatic weapon he had in his pants. His dick hurt a little bit, but he's okay.
Wow.
He manages to kill one Terminator, but he doesn't hit anything vital. George Washington isn't the best shot. I am George Washington, and I will kill all of you. Your weapons fire at the Skynet factory, and you manage to kill some of the Terminators, but they don't stop. The factory has the best Terminator guards, and they start moving closer to you. George Washington runs and hides behind a box, so the Terminators pass him. George Washington takes his gun out of his pants and shoots at the Terminator who was about to kill him. He missed, and the Terminator shot George Washington in the left side of his body. George Washington falls to the ground. George Washington falls asleep. George Washington is brought before the boss of the Terminators. The boss of the Terminators tells George Washington that he has lost an important part of his body. The boss of the Terminators wants to kill George Washington, but he can't. The boss of the Terminators is David Hasselhoff.
Okay.
You say, I'm here to kill all the robots, and you stupid roided-up German. You continue to fight the robots. You are fighting the robots for hours. The robots continue to attack you, and you continue to die. It's going to take a long time to kill all the robots. An explosion happens. Everyone stops fighting. Triple H runs out from the explosion and starts attacking the robots.
He's gonna win, isn't he?
Yeah.
Triple H proceeds to give David Hasselhoff a step stair bump. Triple H
Of course.
Collapsing on his on like the high chair that you sit on the beach with, and it's just made out of steel. It's just a steel step bump through that.
Or my preferred explanation, he went to this factory with a pair of steel steps in tow.
No, there was just a pair of steel steps that was there. Triple H grabs you and you run away. Triple H saved George Washington and goes to the other survivors away from the factory. The other survivors are Rambo, an Eagle, some guy in a Mexican outfit, and Rey Mysterio.
That was kind of redundant.
Well, that means that the other guy was not as cool as Rey Mysterio.
True.
Triple H says, George Washington, I saw you out there. What are you fucking doing? Accurate. George Washington says, I was trying to fuck all the robots. And Triple H pats you on the shoulder and says, you can't fuck the robots alone. Work with me and we'll fuck the robots together.
Amazing.
George Washington and Triple H fist pump.
I can see
Triple
that.
Triple H and his group and you all get on motorcycles. You start riding towards the factory with your motorcycles. You blast Motorhead.
Of course.
Accurate.
You use machine guns mounted on the motorcycles to attack the Skynet factory. The factory sends hundreds of robots that look like David Hasselhoff. It is a battle between Triple H and his survivors and David Hasselhoff's robots. The robots all die, so does everyone but Triple H and George Washington. You go inside the factory, there is one David Hasselhoff robot left. Triple H proceeds to give the Hasselhoff robot a pedigree.
Got him.
Triple H grabs a shovel. and says it's time to be buried. You bury the robot.
I'm not gonna sell your shit.
You blow up the factory. The world has been saved. Triple H thanks George Washington, and then he proceeds to pedigree him too.
Of course.
Naturally.
Triple H says, I am the king. Triple H proceeds to go home and fuck Stephanie McMahon.
Wow. Who is also a robot.
With the shovel.
Amazing. Triple H saving the day once again. No wonder
like
why.
The story went from George Washington to Triple H.
They know you, Sky.
I mean,
They know you're a wrestling fan.
I mean,
No, because the thing is that originally it says leader of Survivor crew comes to save you. I'm like, no, it needs to be Triple H.
Well, the pedigree to both people definitely fit.
yeah.
I love that you're like, I want to save America. The apocalypse says no.
Yeah. That was my favorite part too.
That was funny. That was very funny. All right. Well, shall we close tonight
Yes.
with one final story?
Sean, you
And
have
it
the
is-
floor.
And this is called SJS Adventure Heroes.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
The tagline, when Sonic met SJS.
Oh no.
You are Sean the Echidna. Podcaster extraordinaire. And you are sitting in your basement recording a podcast with Skyler the Fox, your co-host, and Joshua the Hedgehog.
Damn it,
Yes.
how come I'm the fox and he's the hedgehog?
Just wait. Just wait. You introduce the three of you when Joshua interrupts you with a bombshell statement. The reason I'm in this game is because my girlfriend dumped me. I was so heartbroken I wanted to find out if I could get some kind of payout out of this. Skyler says, F's in the chat, bro.
Accurate.
You look down, knowing you have no money to pay him. Then an idea comes to mind. You just know how to manipulate people. You know how to get to them. You're going to get to Joshua. You say, Jiminy Jillikers, you inferior little hedgehog. Shall I arrive at your doorstep and kidnap you? What are you even talking about? Joshua asks, confused. You say, you adorable, insolent little creature. Your days of chugging Monster and feeling sullen about your uninteresting predicament are over. I'm en route to your house and, as we speak, to abduct you from your house, feed you some Sonic cereal, and play video games until you are no longer in this romantic regression. Got it?
Do they make Sonic the Hedgehog cereal?
Yes! It's fantastic.
I had a Sonic the Hedgehog G Fuel the other day.
That's... just wait.
Oh no.
Okay, you've lost it. I'm not going anywhere with you, Joshua says, putting a bulletproof vest on. Skyler says, Chris Jericho is so fat Mario uses his stomach to start his wall jumps. Joshua laughs and chugs another Monster.
Accurate.
You get angry. You say, you poison your gastric lining with your caffeine-based energetic beverage. I shall fly there post-haste. You have to go through me first, dum-dum, Joshua says, shrugging before chugging another Monster.
Accurate.
You get even angrier. You say, oh, poor Josh Hogg. If only you knew the power you were up against. Now you're going to have some lighthearted fun on my behalf at my choosing during my scheduled inducement. Prepare yourself. I'm not afraid of you. You're no match for me, Joshua says, getting up. Skyler says, so the podcast is over? I still have my news segment. this because your ears are ringing with rage. No, it's not. I'm hanging up right now, and it's going to be a long, long time before we podcast again. I'm so glad we had this time together. You take off the echidna costume to reveal that you are Dr. Shantavius McBotnick.
Of course.
Intellectual genius of Earth and manufacturer of your own brand of robots. Your plan is quickly going to planks. You fly through the sky with your robot soldiers, and soon you're over Joshua's house. You land with a thud, and your ship begins to burn. You twist your mustache to put out the fire. That's just gonna make it burn more, Joshua exclaims before running into the house. You twist your mustache again, and your fire-powered spaceship starts to glow. You shoot at Joshua's vehicle. You fire a flaming laser into his car, which explodes in a ball of flames, setting his house ablaze. You say, "You asked for it," before heading back to your ship.
You know,
Joshua turned...
the funniest thing is this is not the first time my yard has been set on fire.
Yeah.
My
Not surprised.
my dad once tried to burn a shrub next to my house, and next thing we knew, the entire front yard was engulfed in flame.
Amazing.
Because my father is a genius.
Amazing.
The apple has not fallen far from the tree.
Yeah, you took to him well, because Joshua turns into a hedgehog and spins around the ship. You shoot towards him, but he's too fast. His projectiles hit your ship and you start to take damage. He shoots another laser at you and you take more damage. Soon your shields are failing and your hull is damaged. You eject from the ship with your levitating escape vehicle. You eject from the flaming wreckage of your ship. You land on the ground and your vehicle floats into the air. A robot with a flamethrower tries to stop you, but you quickly shoot him down. Who the fuck's Faroukity JBL and robot is that? You scream. Skylar descends from the sky using a fidget spinner as a propeller.
Of course you would. Of course you would, because I hate fidget spinners. And I feel like you knew that, Sean.
Yeah.
The worst part is that he knows I use fidget spinners.
There you go.
God.
He is holding the remote control to the flamethrower-wielding robot you destroyed. You're too late, Echidna, he laughs. We beat you to the punch. You say, "How beautiful, fuckwit fox. You've just signed yourself up for premature, slightly legal, never regulated hunting season." Nope, we're not quitting. We're just starting. You fire a laser in the direction of Fox's nose. He looks as though he's about to burst into flames. Just before you press the button to finish Skylar off, Joshua appears behind you and pulls your pants down.
Accurate.
"My bloomers!" you shriek. Skylar dodges the laser and pulls out a laser of his own. Joshua and Skylar have you surrounded when you hear an alarm go off. "We're trapped," you say. The three of you begin to fire lasers at each other. You shut off the alarm and press a button on your watch that creates a laser-proof body-morphed shield. The three of you fire at each other again with Joshua and Skylar on the offensive. You cackle and fly away in your escape pod. Your laser-proof body-morphed shield is defeated and you shut off the alarm. You fly off in your escape pod. You deploy 6 waves of robots for Skylar and Joshua to kill. You set the robots to follow Skylar and Joshua's movements. In a few short minutes, they are both dead.
Wow.
Wow.
Of course.
You say, "Don't get too excited, boys. Those were the easy
Oh!
ones."
Wow.
Holy
Bro.
jerk.
Easy. I'm dead and you're an idiot. Skylar's corpse farts out, "Ask him!" You fly away in your escape pod and start a new podcast about being in charge here. And that's the story.
Dude, don't get too excited, boys. Those were the easy ones.
Don't get too excited, boys! Those were the easy ones!
That popped me so hard.
I knew it would.
Oh my
Especially
God.
after you both died, and I said it anyway.
Oh God.
I still think the fidget spinner won.
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus.
So that's what you can come to expect from SJS.
Yeah.
We talk about stuff.
Yeah. And
All right.
I think the plan was periodically, whenever we do this, not every episode, but periodically, we'll have an episode that is just AI Dungeon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Story time.
Oh,
Story time.
later,
All right.
everybody.
Good stuff to you.